Hello, my name is Walt Schulz. I'm the president of Shannon, and I started this company in 1975. What we're going to attempt to do with this video is to show you the opportunities that we have available to us in Shannon 43s in terms of layout. We have 3 43s that we're going to be doing, and I'm going to take you through each boat step by step. What you won't see in these videos is helicopter shots and models. Obviously, looking at me, we're going to have to put up with me and my voice as we're walking through each one of these boats. But hopefully we can give you some idea of the versatility and the ability that we have at Shannon to meet very, very, very specific owners' needs. Well, here we are on Martinez 43, number 49. And we're going to try to do here is we're going to go step by step, showing you both the layout and some of our workmanship. And we'll walk through each cabin, and hopefully with that you'll be able to compare this with the other boats that are on this video. It's the forward cabin. We have a queen size double, island double. Another variation is an athwartships double, or there's also an offset double, and of course there's conventional V-berths, or a custom pillows aft queen size double. Off the starboard here is the vanity, head, and shower stall. Different Corian treatments and sinks, or we can build a head with a totally separate stall shower on the port side. Over here to port is a vanity, all set up for makeup for Mrs. Martinez. We've also built several 43s with the sinks and vanities outside the head compartment to create separate stall showers. And we have a very large hanging locker right behind me. And of course, you can close this whole thing off with this very pretty door we had, so you have complete privacy. It's really a nice cabin. And here we are in the main cabin, which is really quite nice. Drop leaf table that swings up so you can eat probably 17 people in this boat. And all around is storage, obviously. Right behind us right here, we have storage on both sides, behind the settees. And of course, the storage lockers here, plus bookshelves. It is really a nice place to have a whole bunch of people for entertaining, or just a nice place to be sitting, as I'm sitting right now, reading a book. Here's another 43 we've built using beautiful Honduras mahogany and white laminate on the bulkheads instead of cherry, with a fold-away dining table and Luke fireplace. It's all owner's choice and taste at Shannon. Now we're looking at another 43 that's finished all in cherry. It's a boat we delivered out to San Francisco. Unfortunately, it's hard to see the beautiful varnished wooden color with this little video camera. This 43 has a unique high-low table that we built that lowers down into a cocktail table. On the starboard side, there's a liquor locker with horizontal wine bottle storage. At the port, there's an entertainment locker with a TV and CD player. We meet all owners' requirements at Shannon. Speaking of owners' requirements, here's another 43 we built with the galley moved over to the port side, a totally different salon table, and a big soapstone fireplace that also provides heat into the forward head, as well as the main cabin. Here's a 43 with a totally different look and layout. We call it the Harrisov finish, using white laminate and varnished mahogany trim. By the way, the galley is back to starboard and the nav station is facing aft on the port side. At Shannon, we can do it all. Right here we have a really nice navigation setup. Swivel chair, all the instruments are right in front of the navigator. It's a nice layout. The swivel chair also comes around. It's even part of the main cabin when you're not navigating. It's a real neat setup. On another 43, the owner chose a forward-facing nav area with a bench seat. This is an aft-facing nav area that is located back on the starboard side right near the companionway, also with a swiveling nav seat. And now for something totally different. The owners came up with a unique idea of combining the nav area with a breakfast nook and office space. With the new trends in laptop navigating and piloting, they wanted to maximize the area. All the instruments, radios, and nav repeaters are hidden outboard behind the sliding doors. At Shannon, we not only listen to new ideas, we can make them a reality. Now, we're back to Martinez's nav area. From here, we'll go take a look at the galley. The galley design in an offshore sailboat is critical. No other area in the interior gets more use. The U-shaped galley has deep double sinks with a manual water backup, plenty of Corian counter space. The stovetop covering board converts into a serving tray, and there's a stove bar and safety strap to prevent accidents in heavy seas. There's a side opening door on the refrigerator freezer compartment, plenty of storage and dish lockers outboard, a large pot locker next to the stove. There's a locker under the sink as well as under the stove, plus there's another locker under the galley sole. There's no lack of galley storage. On this mahogany finished 43, there's vented locker doors, butcher block stovetop cover over the 4-burner stove and oven, and white laminate on the vertical surfaces instead of wood in the galley. This is my favorite weapon for fast boat chow at sea, a microwave running off an inverter. What a great invention. There are several owner's choices for stoves and ovens. Here's a 43 with custom dish racks outboard, held by dowels. Or you can have dish racks and storage over the sink. This is an idea on Morgan Freeman's 43. You place wet dishes in a rack and they drain right down into the sink. The 43 galley has plenty of ventilation, an overhead hatch, opening ports, and a dorade vent. Let's move on to the aft cabins. Right here, we have a private guest cabin, big double berth, hanging lockers, drawers, plenty of storage. Over here on the port side, we have another cabin, has over and under bunk beds, and what's truly unique about this boat is the fact that we have a 43-foot boat. We have 3 private cabins. We have the cabin, owner's cabin up forward. We have the cabin over on the starboard side, the double, and right here on the port side, we have another set of over and under bunks, which, by the way, are really great sea berths. Here's Martinez's interior layout with the two aft cabins that I just showed you. The head is forward with dual door access from the forward cabin and the main cabin. With a single forward head, you can create 3 private sleeping cabins in a 43. This is another 43, also with one head located aft. There's an athwartship sink and vanity in the forward cabin. This is the boat with the breakfast nook nav station arrangement. The aft head has a separate shower stall with washer, dryer located right outboard, and the guest cabin is to starboard with a double berth. Here we have a 43 with 2 heads. We've built quite a few 43s with 2-head layouts. There's a head forward with a separate stall shower, and the sink and vanity are outside of the head to port. The nav station is located aft. The aft head has access from the guest cabin and also the main cabin. The guest cabin has a big double berth with hanging lockers and drawers. This is a very unique layout. The primary head is located forward with the toilet in the shower stall, as we've done on many 43s. But the owner wanted to have a complete workshop cabin, so we came up with a convertible aft cabin to starboard that has a fold-away workbench with a single berth under and a hideaway head that is used in the seaway. On a port side is a huge guest cabin that has a flip-up desk. I'm showing you this 43 layout just to give you some idea of our flexibility. This is a 2-head 43 with 2 very large sleeping cabins, each with their own heads. The aft, queen-size double berth is located athwartships, partially under the cockpit. We accomplished this without moving the engine under the galley, as found in many other boats. Heat from the engine is exhausted right out through the cockpit combing, and fresh air is brought into the aft cabin with a series of controllable blowers. Shannon's international reputation for quality construction is evidenced by the fit and finish of our interior joiner work. Each piece of wood is hand selected for color and grain match, with all joints carefully glued and screwed. When I say grain match, I mean grain match. Now, let's take a look at the engine compartment. The engine on a Shannon 43s are located right here underneath the cockpit and bridge deck, and with the door right behind the ladder. In a fairly, what used to be a fairly conventional place, it's currently become fashionable to put the engines out into the cabin and put them underneath a galley module, which I have a tough time believing that really works well in a hot climate. The blocks normally get up to 180 degrees, and having that big piece of iron sitting in the middle of the cabin heating it up doesn't sound like a great feature. Might be great up in Maine where you need the heat, but I think if you're down in the south or in the tropics, I think that'd be fairly uncomfortable. But to get to the engine on a 43, the companion Willie ladder just pops off. We have separate brackets over on the side that can hold it up, so you can sail with the ladder off, and there's a little step here on the side, and opens up like so. Everything is right in the front of the engine. Dipstick, water in the surge tank, Raycor filter systems. We also hook up a remote oil filter system, so you can change the oil very easily right from where I am. And a manifold over here on the side, which controls the amount of fuel. There are 3 fuel tanks on a Shannon 43, and you can control which tank you're using. You can also control which return line. You can take fuel out of one tank and return it into another tank. And we've been doing this for some time with this engine here, and it is really, it's really worked out very, very well. This is the finish shop in building number 1 in Bristol. As you can see, each Shannon is always a hand-built creation. Well, this brings us to the end of our video. By the way, I'm standing in Shannon 43, hull number 50, which has a totally different layout. We haven't built two 43s the same yet since I designed the boat. I know that there are a lot of other builders that claim to be semi-custom, and they give you a chance to pick between layout A or layout B, or maybe they move a drawbank around. At Shannon, we move bulkheads. Each boat is a creation for each owner's specific criteria, needs, and demands. And while the process may seem or sound difficult, it's really not. It's the favorite part of my job, actually. We do a lot of it by mail and telephone. One of the things that's made it very, very easy is we now have, and have been using for the last 5 or 6 years, is some of the most sophisticated 3D CAD software. So you can literally almost walk right through the boat. We're about getting very, very close to virtual reality. A couple of years ago, we built a boat for some Americans who are based in Paris. They're only able to get to the shop a couple of times. And we were able to build a very, very complicated boat for them, very, very unique boat, as a matter of fact. And it was all done remote control. It's not only easy, but it's a lot of fun. There are a lot of claims, and there are a lot of guarantees and warranties, and somehow they all have small print or qualifiers. Let me leave you with 2 absolute guarantees. Every Shannon owner is always satisfied at delivery. Always, no qualifiers. And no Shannon owner ever thinks they've overpaid for the boat, especially after they've owned the boat for a year or 2. Maybe they might have had a storm during that time, but even if they didn't, they never feel that they paid too much for a Shannon. We appreciate you taking the time to watch this little video of ours, and I look forward to seeing you up here in Bristol very soon. Thank you.